Okay, since we've got Hello World out of the way, we can start to get advanced. Let's look at some other of the features of NetBeans. We've already seen its ability to create a lot of default template material, including the main class. We've seen its ability to also do useful pop-up stuff. Let's now have a look at some of the very handy abilities it has. If we right click on this package, we can create a new class. So let's just do demo class. Now, hopefully the concept of class should be familiar to you from your time on BlueJ. However, BlueJ forced you to type everything, which is good because you need to know how these things work, and by typing them out yourself, that's good. However, there are some very handy productivity features inside the more advanced IDEs. So for example, let's create a demo class which has a string which is the name of the person in the class, and a string which is the student ID in the class, and finally we're going to have an int which is a score. Okay, now normally you'd have to sit here and create a whole bunch of accessors for this in good object-oriented style. However, inside NetBeans we have this concept of refactoring, and we will go encapsulate fields. Let's have a look at this. So up it comes. It identifies all the fields we've got so far, and we want to create getters and setters for this. This is all optional, and we can alter the accessibility, but let's just hit refactor and see what happens. We instantly get, not only do we instantly get the getters and setters all written for us, hooray, we also get some Java.doc comments. Okay, now Java.doc comments are quite fun. Let's make another thing. So now we're going to make the class constructor. So we're going to go public demo class. Notice, because this is the constructor, it doesn't have a return type. Normally you'd be using void or string, and in fact, but here we're not going to have anything. We're going to go string my name, string my ID, and we're going to set the score to 0. And then we can go set name, my name, and then set this dot, and again I can use the facility of going this dot, and it knows all the methods already, so I can go set student ID, double click on that, and then we can go my ID, or we can do it the traditional way, and we can go this dot score equals 0. Okay, so far so good. Here we have our demo class, and we can go back to our hello world, and we can go demo class show equals new demo class Bob 0001, and that's it. Let's just run that. So again, I'm going to hit the green triangle to run the program so you can see it working. Okay, nothing's gone wrong here. Let's go back to the demo class. And what we'll do here is go system.out.println. I'm going to use println this time. And we're going to go I am. So I'm going to use printf as a good example. I am %s. My ID is %s. So this is how you format a string. It's very much like the way you'd format string in C++ or particularly C. We're going to go my name, or we can use the constructor this dot get. Notice if I start typing, it will actually guess what I'm trying to write. Get student ID. There we go. So that's the direct route, and this is via the encapsulated method route. So it's the same way of doing very similar things. Okay, let's run this. Everything is good. Now, if I make a mistake, 44 minus 12. Okay, that's wrong. You'll notice that what happens is this little red light bulb appears. Here we go. Not a statement. So it tells us what's going wrong. But let's do something slightly different. Let's go file. No, let's make an array. We'll go back to hello world. Let's have an array of things. So let's go list. Let's do array list. Array list. You can tell I'm making this up as I go along, can't you? An array list of demo class. My class list equals new array list. Now at this point it's saying, if I hold my mouse over it, it says cannot find symbol array list. It doesn't know about it. Okay, but if I again control click on this, if I click on this, it says add import for Java utils.ArrayList. Now notice what it does is it goes away, it knows about ArrayList, and then it imports the correct thing, and this gets rid of the error message. Okay. Now, if I add another error, this is not Bob. If I try and run now, it will say one or more projects were compiled with errors. So you don't have to deliberately compile something in NetBeans. It's always being compiled. Every time you type, it's compiling away. So we have to fix this, and once it's fixed, it runs, and it runs perfectly. Okay, a couple of more very fun features of refactoring. Okay, let's rename student to be my name. So we go, we select it, we go rename, and I'm going to rename this to be my first and last name. Okay. Now this is going to change it. Not only does it change it in this class, it will change it in any class that accesses it. And we can preview this. We can have a look at all the changes. That's a bit dense, but we're going to do the refactoring. Notice this is changed. Notice this is changed. Notice set my first and last name. Notice this is all changed. And in fact, if we'd even accessed it out here, let's go show dot get my first and last name, system dot out dot printf %s is my name /n for new line, and then we're going to put this into the args. So now we're calling this. Oh, but we're going to change our minds. I don't like this name anymore. This name is far too big. I'm going to change this to get my, select it again, refactor, rename, get my full name, refactor. It changes it here, it changes it here, and if we go over here, it's even changed it here. So this allows you to rename member fields. We can also rename classes, but we can also rename methods. Here go public void do nothing. So here's a member, and we're going to go system out. Let's put that down here now, and we're going to go show dot do nothing. Also notice when I do this, show dot do nothing. Notice it's come up with the Java dot comment, but I'm going to just do it. Show dot do nothing, and then we're going to go back and rename this one as well. Refactor, rename, we're going to call it just do nothing. Refactor, just do nothing. If we go back here, just do nothing. And there's an error somewhere. Oh, it doesn't like it. It doesn't like my name anymore. It should be alright with my name. Public, let's stop my name. Oh, my full name. It's changed. My full name. Okay. So that shows you some of the powerful refactoring capabilities. Now we'll cover a few more as we move along, but you hit them by going Control or right click, and then you can actually see there's a whole bunch of very handy methods. These are definitely worth checking out when you have time. Okay, that's enough for this section. See you in the next one.